This is Level Up Life After 40 with Chey
and Amy E., helping women over 40 to grow, reinvent, and stop settling for just getting by.
Because your best chapter might just be ahead. Thanks for tuning into another fantastic episode of Level Up Life After 40 with Chey and Amy E. And today we're going to be talking about networking, but not the scary kind. So if you are someone that is looking to maybe change careers or start your own business, we're going to give you a few tips about how you might want to do that. And Amy found an article in Success Magazine, and I'll let you give her the specifics because she has that in front of her. But we're going to take his tips. We're going to kind of add to it and maybe give just a little bit of our opinion on it. A lot of these things, honestly, are probably things that you've heard before, but maybe he will have stated them, or maybe we'll give you a little fresh spin on it. So Amy, go ahead and tell us about who was in the article.
Sure. A gentleman by the name of Victor Bennett, who started off in 2006 with a job at a small company called Google.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it, right? And he talks about how he was scared to death to interview, get the job in the first place. And gradually over time, he obviously honed his skills. And now he is professor of entrepreneurship and strategy at Utah's David Eckley's School of Business. And so he mentioned 4 points in the article that I thought were really kind of great starting points for talking about networking and making it feel not so forced, not so uncomfortable, but really just it's a connection. This month, we're talking about relationships and self-worth and connections, and networking really is a connection.
Yeah. And I think most people, when they think about networking, I don't know about you, but my first thing is a large venue of strangers. Maybe we're in the same kind of industry. Maybe we're not. Maybe it's very specifically for different business types to get together. And a lot of people don't enjoy that kind of situation. I think this angle is maybe a little bit better.
Yes. How many of us have been into those uncomfortable, what they call BNI meetings, where it feels like it's speed dating? And you practice your 30-second elevator pitch that sounds so unnatural and so canned. And at the end of it, you walk out and you're like, I met a bunch of people, but none of them are ever going to be any of my clients or customers. None of them are ever going to help me with my new business or my new career. And you just feel really frustrated. One of the things, and probably the first thing he mentioned, is talking to friends and family. Let's face it, your friends and family are the people that probably know you best. They're going to be your, hopefully, best and worst critics. Find family members that will give you an honest and fair assessment about what you're doing, about what your ideas are. You know, it not only gets your wheels turning, but it also gets another perspective or another point of view from somebody else by just talking about it.
Yeah. Well, my maybe more than two thoughts on that. First of all, yes, because sometimes you can have an idea and you'll have other people that offer ideas to help you springboard. And these are usually your cheerleader type people that are definitely in your corner, that want to see you succeed. Because even my mom, she's like, well, with your coaching, she said, I have these books. I don't know if they would help you or not. So she's totally on board. And she said she doesn't know if it'll help, but here's a tool that maybe you can use. So those are the kind of people you want. But I just want to caution people, because in our exuberance, we might share with the wrong people. And unfortunately, sometimes family can be the wrong people for some folks. Sylvester Stallone, we've talked about him. His dad, not so supportive. Like, if I were him, I wouldn't share anything with him. Or if I had a relative that was like him, I think I would you're not going to hear about it until I've completed it. Some of your friends may be that way too. I know someone who she has helped people and supported their endeavors. And then when she reached out for support, it was just crickets, like nobody even responded. So I think when you're choosing, like Amy said, if it's your inner circle and you know these are your people, 100% go for it. But if you have, like, in the feeling of your stomach, like, oh, I don't know if I want to share it, figure out if it's because you're scared of your idea or if it's because you just really don't trust them with your idea. But that's just my 2 cents on the whole, friends and family. Hopefully they're all great and you can share.
Well, the beauty about friends and family is it's free advice. It's free information. It's not going to cost you anything to reach out and to have that conversation with them. And I use it in a sense if I'm starting a business, especially if it's in retail or something where it's like business to consumer, wouldn't you want your friends and family to potentially be your first customers or clients?
Mm-hmm.
I use the example of like say Cheyenne, you started off and you were transitioning from healthcare to real estate. And as you were going to, classes to earn your real estate license and you didn't tell anybody about it, wouldn't you be kicking yourself if like right in the middle of it, your sister called and you said, oh my gosh, my husband and I just closed on a brand new house. I can't wait for you to see it. And in the back of your mind, you're like, crap, I could have sold you that house.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, yeah, that's what a realistic example. It is true because you don't want to be undercover with whatever it is you're doing. So, and I think the other thing that you bring up, because when you talked about like going into retail, I think another good thing is it's almost like you're polling to say, hey, I have this idea. What do you think? Like, is this something that you would use or benefit from? And how can I improve it? Because I selfishly would like to open a craft store. I don't know if I have the area to support that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's almost like market research a little bit. And it's like you said, it's free market research.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So moving on, his next, I guess, point was having what he calls latte conversations.
I have a latte conversation all the time. You can't even shut me up. You're right. That pun was free. You're welcome. Okay.
Inviting somebody that's already an expert in that field out for coffee. What? It costs you $5 for their coffee and $5 for your own, to just ask them about their experience and what they went through. I think the critical point if you're going to go down that route is to ask questions about what they did in the beginning, some of the challenges that they experienced, some of the things that they did right, maybe touch on some of the things that they would have changed or could change if they would have done it all over again. But to really ask good questions and then shut up and listen. This is not your time to pitch your idea, right? Because this person might think that you're trying to go into competition with them, even if you're not. But I think if you start talking too much about what your idea is, the person's going to leave. Well, why did this person invite me for coffee if they wanted my advice? So take a step back, create some questions ahead of time, take notes. I always find when I'm in an interview, if that person is taking notes, it means that what I'm saying is something that they want to remember, that they don't want it to just go in one ear out the other, that they want to, be able to look back on that later. And so taking notes as somebody is speaking speaks volumes.
Well, you've taken notes when we've had guests. Kind of like, oh, I'm writing that down. Like I've been taking notes this whole episode and it's our podcast. I'm taking notes on my own podcast. That's very important and definitely respect their time. They're giving up probably valuable, precious time, either from their business or from their family, because odds are those are going to be the two most important things. So be very respectful of their time. And like Amy said, yeah, just listen and don't feel like you have to show them how much more you know than they do. I think people often fall into that where it's kind of an insecurity thing where they want to look confident and give off the impression like, oh yeah, I'm so ready for this. Let them teach you. And if you already know it, that's fantastic. It's just being reinforced.
People genuinely want to help other people. They really do. I use the example of my rescue because it's very easy for me to ask people, could you please like and share our posts on Facebook and Instagram? Because you have a network of people that I don't know. And when you share that post with them, you're reaching out to a completely different audience that I did not have. So I'm asking them for help in a very simple way for a good cause. In your situation, you're reaching out for help because you want to start something new and you're excited. This is a new business. This is a new chapter in your life, or maybe it's just a side hustle that you've been mulling over and just want to get some feedback in general.
And maybe, and I just thought of this, maybe try to get some type of internship or see if you can follow them around for a day, depending on what it is. Eighth graders, they'll have career day and they choose somebody to spend the day with. So I had someone that spent the day with me for real estate. Now she got lucky because there was actually like a wood-fired pizza truck at a new construction neighborhood that we went to. So she had a good day. But seriously, because depending on what it is, if it is something that you need to learn, they might be amenable to that. But in that kind of situation too, you also want to make yourself valuable. So if you're asking somebody to give up their time to like show you and train you, try to bring something of value to that as well, whether it's picking up their dry cleaning or buying lunch for the office, whatever. But I think those are great. And I really liked your tips with coming up with the questions and the questions that you came up with. Those are fantastic.
Number 3 point is resist feeling like you need to know everything. Nobody is an expert at everything. So don't feel like you have to do this alone, because nothing is going to kill your momentum quicker than when you hit a stumbling block and you don't have the answer and you feel like, well, crap, I'm never going to be able to do this. I am never going to be able to succeed at this because I don't know how to do this part of it, because I don't know anything about a balance sheet or an income statement. Hire an accountant. That's what they went to school for. This is their area of expertise. Your area of expertise is in whatever you are creating, whether it's a product, whether it's an idea, whether it's an online book series, your intellectual property, that's your area of expertise. Everything else can be farmed out.
I have literally nothing to add to that.
And the last thing is, when you get stuck, figure out what is going to motivate you to get unstuck, because there are going to be stumbling blocks. Who can you reach out to when you're feeling stuck? When you're feeling like I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not making the progress that I need to. Do you have that one friend that's going to kick you in the fanny? Or what is it that you're looking for? Who can you reach out to? Who can you network with? Going back to the friends and family part of it, not just asking them, but asking them to ask the people that they know. And then having those people ask the people that they know. Exponential circle of influence by just reaching out. Hey, do you know anybody? And then ask that person to ask who they know. What do they say? It's always a no unless you ask.
And people, like you said, because people innately want to help. People love being the person that gets two people together too. Yes, use my electrician. Oh, this person did this for me. Seriously, check any Facebook page. I'm moving to the area. I need a realtor. Look how quickly that fills up with tons of suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
Tons. People really want to connect people that they believe in. So if they don't know somebody, yeah, they're like, oh, but my friend so-and-so might know somebody. In fact, I do that because like I serve different areas. Some of my people don't necessarily go out there, like my service people. So I'll just say, let me ask somebody that I know lives out this way, because yes, I feel good when I connect you with the service person that you need. So
Who's ever played matchmaker before and put a couple together? And then every time you go somewhere, they're like, oh my gosh, my friend Amy is the one who introduced us, and they're super happy. And then it gives you that great feeling of joy inside to know that you were part of that. It's the same thing. That's what networking is. It's not this big, nasty, scary, oh my gosh, how am I going to talk to people? What am I going to say? Am I going to sound stupid? Are they going to think I'm crazy? No, you're just having a conversation. You're just connecting. You're just connecting with people that you already have a relationship with and building on that.
right. And I want to throw out there too, just on the unstuck, because that is actually something that I would coach. Lots of coaches do that. So when you're feeling like you're stuck, because you named some great examples, figure out what it is that's stuck, whether it's a piece of education, whether it's a teammate, whether it's you, some type of service. If it is something where it feels like it's you, that's when you want to reach out to a coach, maybe a therapist, depending on what's going on. A mentor, you might have to do a paid mentor at that point. Or if you already have a business and you're trying to develop it, maybe you need a consultant at that juncture. So there's a lot of different people that you need to reach out to.
We all have talents. We all have special gifts. So don't feel if you don't know something that you're a failure. The whole point is networking, making connections, reaching out to people, asking for help, asking them to reach out to who they know, and just knowing that you got this. Just a quick reminder, everything we share on this podcast is for inspirational, personal growth, and real-life conversation. We're not doctors, therapists, financial advisors, or legal experts. Just two women sharing experiences, lessons, and stories to help you level up your life. Always do what's best for you and seek out qualified professionals when you need specific guidance. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and remember, you got this.